Hey guys! So this is a super random live video. I just felt like going live. Figured I could do a quick question and answer session, and also wanted to tell you guys about the live auction tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific time. There are some brand new paintings you guys have never seen, which I have a preview for. And let me just get this video pulled up so I can answer any questions if any of you have any. Also, I wanted to let you know that on my Facebook page, so make sure you're following me on Facebook as well, next Tuesday I'm doing a live paint night. It's my first live paint night on Facebook, so check that out. And I will be doing some wine glasses. Yes, there's still a live art auction tonight. Okay. Hi, Krista. Hey, Veronica, Angela, Janice. So I just figured I would do a random question and answer session just because I really just felt like it for no good reason. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. And then wanted to give you a sneak peek of some paintings for tonight. I did a similar one to this before and I loved it so much, so I kind of did another similar one. It's definitely not exactly the same, but there's one. Got a little sunsetty one. Oh, hey, Kay from Palm Springs. That's right down the street. Ooh, let me show you guys one more. Hold on. I forgot about this one almost. I love this one. Look at that. The funny thing is that the background for this is a total mistake. This almost was like a throwaway canvas. And then I saw the beauty in it and I created it into this. So pretty proud of myself. Anyways. Oh, thank you, Jan. You're awesome. Okay. So yeah, I have a live art auction tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern time. And it'll obviously be the last auction of the year. I think I just wanted to do this live because I just did my hair. But anyways, so I hope to see you guys all there. All right, we do have some questions here. Samara, I hope I said that right, said I had a resin painting, but it was not leveling good. It was like wavy. What do I have to do to fix that? Well, quick question is, is it on canvas? If so, you might want to wet the back so that it's nice and flat. Then just lightly sand and put a nice thick layer of resin over it, and you should be perfectly fine. So, okay, Carol said, I am 67 and wondering how to go about selling. That's a really long answer-ish. But I do have another YouTube channel called The Business of Art, and that specifically goes over how to sell your art. I'll just give you some quick tips. First is to do your best to get rid of any self-doubt, because that's the top thing that will stop you from selling art. Second is to learn to use social media if you don't already know how to use it, and start being very active on social media, particularly I would say Facebook and Instagram. There are definitely other ones. Obviously you can get on YouTube. That's a great one, but get really active on those and share, and take good photographs of your art. Make sure you have good lighting, good coloring, and it's beautiful. I usually do mine outside, and I have videos on my channel, on my other channel, The Business of Art, on photographing your art as well, but I do mine outside in the shade with natural light generally. So there you go. All right. I think we got some other questions here. But do check out that channel, and Veronica, if you're still here, if you could grab the link for it, that'd be amazing. All right. said, hi, I'm a beginner, so have tried to reuse a canvas, but it hasn't turned out so well. Do you think it's because I use silicone or because I'm a newbie? It's likely the silicone. If you use silicone in your original pour, then pretty much whatever you put on top of that will likely crack. So if you used, hey, Shani, if you used silicone, I would recommend cleaning it super well and then priming it. Put either gesso or a primer down before painting. Otherwise, you're going to have some issues. Okay. Tracy said, what's the difference between the different levels of canvases? I feel like I don't notice a big difference between the Michaels 10 packs and the level 2s except for the price. To be honest, the biggest difference is the back, is the way that the back is done. Let me show you. So this one is from Blick's. It's not Michaels. But if you look at the back, you see how it's folded in instead of just stapled here versus, oh, that one has painted like that. Okay, so versus this is just the like level 1 Michaels, which has those staples there. So you can see that difference of how it is put together. That's the biggest difference. And then there are differences, of course, in depth, but it's mostly just how they're actually put together. The canvas itself is pretty much the same. So I'm sure there are differences in different canvases depending on where you buy them from. But overall, most of them are the same. There's some that are like cotton and some that are other materials, but they're pretty similar. It's mostly the backs and how they're put together. Okay. Warlord said, I'm happy I'll be getting paid on Friday for my first commission piece. That's so exciting. Okay. Mary Smith said, do you have to seal acrylic pour paintings? You do not have to seal them at all. They're acrylic paint. Acrylic paint is a plastic. It's very durable, very long lasting. So you don't need to seal it. That being said, most prefer to because it will, pretty much sealing anything will increase the durability of it, but also it generally tends to make the colors pop again, and you can add that gloss back to it. So I do recommend sealing yours. You don't have to, but I do recommend it. All right, Sammy said, do you manually paint with brushes after acrylic molding dries up? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by the acrylic molding. If you could clarify, that would be great. Jen said, my black and white tend to mix in and not show at all. I've used your tips on mixing paint. Any suggestions? So they're probably too thin. White is the heaviest, so it tends to fall. It can also be how you put it in the cup. You know what I mean? So if you put white, when doing a flip cup, for instance, a lot of people you'll see will put white first. I also put that on a tree ring just because I like that to come out last. But when you put it first in a flip cup and you flip it over, the white falls through the other colors, helping to create cells and other reactions because it is the heaviest. So it could be the order that you're putting it in a cup, but it's more likely that it's just too thin. Try just making it a little bit thicker and see how that goes. And then Jen said, I can't finish my paintings outside in the winter. Any suggestions on what is less smeller than the... Yeah, any spray you're not going to want to use inside. If I varnish inside, I'm generally using this. Liquitex Gloss Medium and Varnish. I know it's backwards on there, right? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, good. It's backwards on my phone, but not the computer. So I'll usually use this. This is a brush on. There's also one that I'm not in love with it, but I think it's pretty good, is the Deco Art Top Coat. So this one, you don't even brush it on. You literally just like pour it on and then you can brush it a little bit, but it has virtually no smell. So those are a couple that you can do inside. Or, if you have an area that you can wear a mask, spray quickly, and then leave it for like a day, that's another option here. All right. Hey, Tina. And then, wow, Jen has a lot of questions. Okay. Jen said, how soon can I varnish after pouring on canvas? The recommended is around 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, what is the site for your business? It's called The Business of Art. So go to that on YouTube. I have, I don't know, 100 and some odd videos. There's also a Facebook group and a Facebook page for that. I will say I'm not nearly as active on that as I am on Mixed Media Girl. I really try, but sometimes it's just a little too much. But there's a wealth of information in that YouTube channel. So The Business of Art. Kelly said, what are your favorite paints to use and where to get the best bang for your buck on canvases and paints? Honestly, the best bang for your buck, I would say, is Michael's. I've been buying canvases and paints for a bazillion years. I didn't just start painting in the last couple years. I've been painting pretty much my whole life. So the Artist Loft Flow Acrylics, which has all of the primary colors and even some of the metallics and neons, those are big bottles. You can use your coupons and they'll go very far. That being said, I also love the Arteza paints. So I would keep an eye out for sales from Arteza. I usually try to share them when I see them. Like they just had a big Black Friday sale. I'm sure they're going to have a Christmas sale. So I'll keep sharing them when I see them. But their paints are just amazing. Their metallics are my favorite. All right. Angela, would you say that making a separate Facebook page is better than making a business page? No, absolutely not. A business page is far better. And I actually have a whole video in the Business of Art that goes over why. But just a couple examples. A business page gives you insights. It gives you statistics and shows how many people are viewing your posts and responding to them. A personal page does not. A personal page, you can have 5,000 friends and you have to accept each one. A business page, people can just like your page and it's unlimited. A business page is professional, shows that you are actually a business and maybe sort of know what you're doing. And a private personal profile does the opposite. So there's just a few reasons. But if you look on the Business of Art channel, I have a whole video that goes over some of the differences there. Thank you so much, Angie. You're awesome. Okay, carrying on. Whew. Okay. Gwen said if you only want to buy one kind of resins from Stone Coat, which one would you get basically? I would get the hold on, let me see. Kept Spaces. If you're not doing any furniture specifically, I would get the Art Coat. If you plan on doing any kind of furniture, like sealing a table or anything like that, I would get the Countertop Resin. Those are the two best, and they are also the most interchangeable. But if you're just doing like art pieces, get the Art Coat. If you're doing anything like furniture related at all, get the Countertop one, and you can just get one of those. Whew. Okay, try to keep up here. All right, let's see. Crystal said, do you prefer resin over varnish to seal? No, I don't. I only use the resin like 1 out of every 50 paintings maybe. Although there are a couple tonight that have the resin and it's awesome. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy Ellen Art. I gotta make sure I'm subscribed to you. Okay. Shannon said, is there a cheaper version of Sherwin-Williams Ultra Deep Base unscented house paint? That's a great question. I didn't know there was scented house paint. I don't know how much that is. The one I'm using right now is the Bear, which I think is basically the same thing. And I mean, Home Depot is not that expensive. So maybe check this one out. It's from Home Depot. But it's basically the same as far as I know. Okay. Do you have a suggestion for storing the canvases when you live in a small apartment? Absolutely. Get a bookshelf and line each painting up with parchment paper in between. And I even have a video on that on the Business of Art channel as well. Because as you can imagine, I have hundreds of paintings and I would quickly run out of space. I do sell a lot of them, but I paint a lot. So I have a couple bookshelves, just the IKEA ones, and it really It saves so much space. Okay. Veronica, if you're still here, I see someone just asked for the Stone Coat Countertops affiliate link. Yes, I do have one of those. Veronica can grab it for you. All right. Angela, how do I add people to my business page? Do they have to be my friend on my personal page first? So, yes, for you to invite people, they have to be your friend. So you can go and it's really easy. You just hit invite friends, and usually there's a select all function, and you go ahead and do that. And then I would just start sharing it. You can share it in different groups. You can ask your friends and family to share it so that you start getting completely random people liking your page that are not just your friends and family. Okay. Brittany, I just got the Pudio resin from Amazon and about to seal some coasters I made for the first time. Do you have any tips on using resin for the first time? My first tip is to just check your work time to make sure you're not surprised if it has a short work time. 2 is to use in a very, very well ventilated area. 3, make sure you are wearing gloves. And 4, for dust reduction, either put a box over it once you're done, or at least minimally completely leave the area for a day so that they can dry without airflow, dust particles, and things like that. Okay, Betty Ann said, what makes the cells? Is it an additive? So there are a lot of possible additives you can use. You can add silicone. You can add dimethicone. There's other ones. But certain paints themselves will create cells, and also your mixture will create cells. So I don't use the additives except for like a very rare techniques and stuff. Oh, okay. I'll get that link, Veronica. But usually just having the correct mixture and the right consistency is all you need to get plenty of cells. That being said, certain paints absolutely cause more cells, like the metallic paints tend to cause more cells. I've noticed I'm using the Amsterdam paint a little more. That's just acrylic paint. And that seems to be working pretty well to cause some cells. I've had good luck getting cells with just the Arteza paints in general. So just having the correct mixture can get you cells. Okay. 1 second, you guys. Let me go ahead and grab. I do have an affiliate link for Stone Coat, so if anyone wants to try that, I'm grabbing it really quick. And then I'm going to just handle a few more questions because I need to go eat my lunch. That's why. My husband just texted me that lunch and coffee are ready, and I cannot let the coffee get cold. So, but I can definitely answer more questions tonight. Well, as much as possible. All right, here is the link. I got it. Okay. And I'll add it to the description later as well. Okay. So Kelly said, what is your favorite technique to make big cells? That's a good question. I'm generally not going for big cells personally. So I'd say I'd have to say the flip cup. Flip cup or maybe swipe, depending on how you do it. That's going to depend on how you mix your materials. But like without silicone or anything, I'd say flip cup is the bestest. Okay. Woo. All right. Yeah, Jen said Floetrol and metallics can make cells. Absolutely. Okay. Hi, Mina. All right, hold on. Let's see. Maybe like 2 more questions here. What if you don't want cells? Oh, I only have 1 more question for now. Okay, what if you don't want cells? If you don't want cells, I definitely recommend pre-mixing your paint. So don't mix it right before using. Mix it the day or 2 before. That will make sure that all the air bubbles get out because air bubbles can create cells. I also would recommend not using any metallics. And then as far as techniques, usually like the tree ring technique, or anything with ribbons, anything where you're not like flipping the paint can help you to not get cells. It's actually fairly difficult to do a flip cup and not get cells if you have the right consistency of your paint. So also having your paint a little bit thicker will prevent cells as well. Using the pre-mixed pouring paints, I've generally noticed you're not going to get cells with any of the pre-mixed pouring paints on their own. That's what I've noticed. So there's some tips there. Okay, I'm going to answer one more question because it's actually funny, this question, because it's exactly almost why I'm doing this video, to be honest. I've been going around and around in my head for the last few days. But so Jan said, so how did you rid yourself of self-doubt? I started doing art to deal with stress. I never considered myself an artist. Okay. So self-doubt is something that every single artist runs into at every point. And it's, I think I heard someone say something like imposter syndrome, which I thought was very, very applicable, is artists often feel like fakes. Like, I'm not a real artist. That person, they can draw a perfectly realistic portrait and they're a real artist. I'm just like a fake or whatever, you know. I've actually been trying to do a portrait for the last few days. And normally I have no issue painting or drawing portraits. But for some reason right now, I'm like, I cannot for the life of me draw this portrait, and it's driving me crazy. And I'm positive that it's just me because I've done hundreds of portraits before. So it's that whole self-doubt creeping in. The biggest thing that I recommend is to literally just force yourself past it, you know? Just do it anyways. If that makes sense. Like a friend of mine posted recently, they're like, don't feel like running that marathon, put on your shoes and do it anyway. You know, don't feel like cleaning the house, get up and start doing it anyways. Don't think you're going to get that job, go to the interview anyways. Don't think that, you know, you're going to get a response to the email, send it anyway. So don't think that anyone's going to buy your art, put it out anyway. Don't think that anyone's going to watch your video, post it anyway. Don't think that anyone is going to like your post or comment on your post, post it anyway. And I'm sorry, I get a little teary. I'm like, so, I think as I get older, I get more, I don't know, sentimental, I guess, or like things have more meaning or whatever for me. But just, that's my biggest tip, is just do it anyway. Just do it and it'll be fine. Like I always tell myself, like, I haven't died yet. So I guess I'll just keep going because I haven't died yet. You know, like none of these things that were so scary to me have killed me. None of these things that were so scary to me have, you know, done anything bad really. So as hard as it is to just like push past it and ignore anyone that says anything negative and all that stuff, you gotta just do it. And I think that's honestly why I did this totally random live video. As I was like, okay, I mean, you guys actually really help me. You help me keep going as much as whether you know it or not. I don't think I would keep going if it weren't for you guys, because it is really hard. And so you guys give me that incentive. You give me that little boost. You're like my support team. And I love having such a big support team. I'm so lucky that I have such a big support team. But it was only because I put myself out there in the first place. You know, and I just was like, okay. As difficult and as scary as it is, I'm just going to put myself out there and see what happens. And it's working out okay so far. All right, guys, I got to go eat my lunch, and my coffee hopefully isn't cold. I will see hopefully a lot of you tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific. Love you all. Thanks for putting up with my ramblings, and I'll see you all later. Oh, hold on.